Hi friends, you welcome to Shyam Institute. So then these are today's headlines. Niraj Chopra conferred with the Lieutenant Colonel. Earlier he was a Subedar Major he got in 2024. Now in 2024 he announced as a Lieutenant Colonel. And then Baravastra is a new astra introduced by the Economics Private Limited. So special one. So that's a special one. Economic Explosives Limited, and brand ambassador of Eureka Ropes, International Day of Families. These are headlines. Then in addition to this, we will discuss some more points. Have a look at this first one. Niraj Chopra, then javelin throw player, a famous athlete of India, very famous athlete, the proud Indian athlete we can say. So he got this Lieutenant Colonel position as for rank in a territorial army. What is this territorial army? Some special persons given a position called territorial army. In any special event or emergency or their presence is required, they attend the war, they direct the conditions over there. So then these are called territory army. Like in recent days we have in recent or previous as well, Dhoni, the cricketer Dhoni, he as well then got this particular Lieutenant Colonel position in territorial army. And then long back Sachin is joined as a captain pilot, but he is in Air Force, Dhoni in army. And recent years we have Ajit Krishnan, a famous astronaut, then he will be the crew member in Gaganyaan as well. Recently he entered into the government called him to the services, territorial army services. Okay, he belongs to Air Force as well. And then here we have Sachin, and now Niraj Chopra, Lieutenant Colonel army. Okay, and then no need to say a few words about this Chopra. Then he is a well-known player. Then in the independent India, he is the guy like who got Olympic gold in 2020, that is Tokyo Olympics he got gold medal, and in 2024 Paris Olympics he got silver. That he lost that gold in a small age, anyways then we know that turn. And then this is the one, 24 he got a silver medal, and several medals then he has got. I am giving the small list here. And in addition to this, he awarded with the Padma Shri. He got Padma Shri in 2022 and Visishta Seva medal as well. Visishta Seva medal in 2022. These are some of the special things about Niraj Chopra. He appointed as a Lieutenant Colonel for territorial army. And moving to the next one, have a look at this Baravastra. Baravastra is a micro missile, introduced by Economics Explosives Limited, and then these are generally then these particular micro missiles range is 2.5 kilometers. Range is 2.5 kilometers. At a time 64 micro missiles it can release. Baravastra can release. At a time 64 micro missiles it can release, and then it can blast the drones. These particular micro missile Baravastra introduced particularly for swarm drones. These swarm drones are smart war fighting array of configured modules. Array of configured modules. So these are the special drones generally we have. So generally these swarms stands for smart war fighting array of reconfigured modules. I repeat, smart war fighting array of reconfigured modules. So these type of acronyms then they may ask in a examination. So be clear with this. Like try to comment in your comment box the same abbreviation, same acronym without looking at the board. Okay, there's a kind of practice. So anyways, smart war fighting array of reconfigured modules. These swarm drones, to blast these swarm drones or to completely destroy these swarm drones, this Brahmastra is useful. So it is anyways is a micro missile which targets which clears or which destroys the target within the range of 2.5 kilometers. That is the one. That is the point here. And then this Baravastra is a special micro missile, as we discussed. These swarm drones are officially is there with the USA, China, UK, and then Russia and India as well. So then why then, or already we are having swarm drones, what is the need of introducing, destroying or anti micro missiles, anti drone missiles? If you get a doubt like why, what is the need to get introduced these type of anti drone system, Baravastra like anti drone system, you may think, because then we are even then introducing swarm drones. Even India also having swarm drones, but then if any other countries this US or China helps to the our rival nations like Pakistan, certainly then we should come up with a combating missile mechanism. That combating mechanism is Baravastra. So these Baravastra destroys swarm drones. Swarm stands for smart war fighting array of reconfigured modules. That's the point. Moving to the next one. Yes, brand ambassador of Eureka probes, Shraddha Kapoor finalized as a Eureka probes into health related, hygiene related products. They introduced health related, hygiene related products. Then she announced as a brand ambassador for Eureka probes vacuum cleaners. These Eureka probes having several products. Like then they introduced vacuum cleaners, dry cleaners, wet cleaners, several cleaners they introduced. But Shraddha Kapoor is a famous Bollywood actress. She announced as a brand ambassador for this particular Eureka probes. There's a point. Moving to the next one. Yeah, International Day of Families. International Day of Families officially officially recognizes by the United Nations Organization, UNO, and officially this the importance to the family, giving importance to the families, all those stuff announced by the United Nations General Assembly. But officially this particular May 15th observed as the International Day of Families, officially recognized by United Nations Organization in 1994. So since then we have been following this particular day as a International Day of Families. With the theme for the particular year, theme for the present year, then a family oriented policies for sustainable development towards the Second World War, towards the Second World Summit for the Social Development. Simply then try to remember this particular one, the first one, family oriented policies for sustainable development. There is a tag. Moving to the next one, yeah, a book named as a famous book, Win the Battle of Your Mind. Win the battle of your mind, scroll less, read more. Scroll less, read more. Win the battle of your mind, scroll less and read more in the age of social media. In the age of social media. This is a book written by Rita Ramamurthy Gupta. Rita Ramamurthy Gupta, India's first reading coach, not India's, she is Asia's first reading coach. Asia's first reading coach. Win the battle of your mind, scroll less. Try to use less mobile and then read more. That is a tagline given. Okay, that's a point. Moving to the next book, next concept, Ayurveda. Ayurveda Day, officially the government of India announced this September 23rd as a Ayurveda Day. Ayurveda Day. We know this Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha and homeopathy. These are called Ayush. We call these as Ayush. Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha and homeopathy. Indian traditional medicine system. This the government of the NDA government, they announced Ayush ministry as well. One ministry for this one, Ayush. These are traditional medicine, Indian medicine system. Ayurveda, the present one, the first one, now we are discussing about this one. Its day is September 23rd. And Yoga Day we know June 21st. It has got important day, Yoga Day, International Yoga Day. And Unani, Siddha, these are in developing stage. Homeopathy Day we have April 10th. April 10th is a homeopathy day. Okay. So then this particular Ayurveda Day is observed on September 23rd. The reason is that the equinox observed on the day, equinox we have a autumn equinox and spring equinox. Autumn equinox and spring equinox. Equinox is a condition where then the sun comes directly to the equator. So that is observed on 2 days, March 21st one day, that is autumn, and spring one is September 23. September 23. So these 2 days, the day and the night are equally shared, same time shared. That is why it is called equinox. The day, so then September 23rd and March 21st you observe the day and night are equal. So then by keeping that in mind, then generally then this Ayurveda Mulicas we call, that particular stems of the plants, then they collect during this period in general in the old history. So that is the reason they kept this particular September 23rd as a Ayurveda day. That is a concept. And then moving to the next one, 36 for 36. This 36 for 36 initiative was recently announced by Odisha government. Odisha government. The main objective of this 36 is by 2036 they want to introduce 36 programs or 36 programs in 36 sectors, or programs or sectors, then they are going to get focus. 36 for 36, 2036 for achieving 36 programs in a right shaped manner. So for this particular tag, then they want to become, this particular state want to become 5 million economy by 2036. That is the target. That is the target of Odisha state government. That is the reason they introduced 36 for 36. Likewise, then Andhra Pradesh state government announced Vision 2047. So by 2047, then we will reach $1,000 billion economy. $1,000 billion economy. That is the target of our state government. Okay, that is a point. Moving to the next one. Yes, world's tallest dam, Xinghuajiangkou. This is observed in China. Is up to now, then this is considered as a world's tallest dam. World's tallest dam, which is whose height is 315 meters, and capacity is the water capacity 110 million cubic meters. 110 million cubic meters, which was generally launched, then this particular one introduced as a hydroelectric project. Introduced near Tibet Plateau, near Tibet Plateau, and then with this particular project, the China government wants to produce 2000 megawatts energy, tidal energy. So what is the name of the project? Shuangzi Yangguo, that is a project by China. Okay, hydropower project. Moving to the next one, UNESCO Press Freedom Prize. This UNESCO Press Freedom Prize announced for 2025 prize announced to 2025, this prize announced to La Prensa is a famous newspaper. This has got this UNESCO Press Freedom Prize. Nicaragua's country, Nicaragua's La Prensa is a newspaper which has got a Freedom Prize award. Press freedom in the sense, whatever they view, whatever they pursue, then directly then they write, they present that on the paper. It's a newspaper. That is called press freedom. This press freedom prize generally gives by UNESCO this prize also called Guillermo Cano Press Freedom Prize. Guillermo Cano Press Freedom Prize. UNESCO Press Freedom Prize or this one? That's one. Who got this one? La Prensa of Nicaragua's, the newspaper, famous newspaper. Then which stand with the truth and honesty. That's why for the 2025 this particular newspaper elected for this position part. Okay. Moving to the next one. Yeah, Donald Trump announced a particular nation where they are lifting sanctions on the particular nation, and the recent Riyadh investment summit, during that time USA and Saudi Arabia marked this particular a special investment agreement. During that period, then US announced that they are lifting sanctions on Syria. Already then this particular sanctions imposed in 2022, then officially US announced we are lifting sanctions on Syria. And then only two nations, then if you observe, Iran as well as Syria, on these two nations sanctions announced by US, and then some time long North America as well, North Korea as well, but recently Donald Trump announced they are lifting sanctions on Syria. So then it affected with civil war, so then we are watching, we are praying for its forwardness. This is a word used by the US president. Okay. So which nation they may ask? That is Syria. Recently US lifted sanctions on Syria. Moving to the next one. IWAI new office, Inland Waterways Authority of India, Inland Waterways Authority of India recently introduced a new office at Jammu and Kashmir. Srinagar sets up its new office in Srinagar, launches initiative to develop river navigation infrastructure, which develops the river navigation infrastructure. So during this part, then they introduced National Waterways 26, 49 and 84. National waterways, these three national waterways. So the national waterways 26, 49 and 84. These three, this is the 26 on Chenab, this is on Jhelum, and this is on Ravi. Rivers, these are rivers. On these rivers, these three river navigation infrastructure they are building. With these particular waterways, the transportation and tourism will be developed. In which area? In Jammu and Kashmir, Srinagar. What they introduced? IWAI new office for water transportation, for inland water transportation, and then here IWAI stands for Inland Water Authority of India. Moving to the next one, Jose Mujica passed away. He is the ex-president ex-president of Uruguay. Uruguay is a Latin American nation. Latin American, South American we can call. South American nation. He was a president for this particular nation, during 2010 to 2015. He was a president during this period. But here, during this period, he announced special concepts like the special legalized abortions as well as gay marriages. Gay marriages he legalized during his period. And then we know Uruguay as a special country which legalized cannabis. Cannabis is a drug, then legalized first time in the world in 2013 by Uruguay. 2013, during his period only. Legalized cannabis. Cannabis is a drug. And then he is popular as a president. He is popular, and then during his tenure 2010 to 15, he considered as the world's poorest president. So his entire salary then he was given to the charity. That's why then he treated as a poorest president of the world. That's a point. Moving to the next one, artificial sand. This artificial sand then recently introduced in the state of Maharashtra. Maharashtra government, with the rising shortage of sand, it introduced a concept called artificial sand, which produced from granites and heavy stones. So these heavy stones and granites crushes like sand, and that will be used for the process of construction. So then to crush these stones and granite, the state government announced 50 crushing missions to each district, and likewise they announced total 1500 crushing missions for the state. That's a context. Okay, that's the part. That is artificial sand. Moving to the next one, have a look at this one. Emethane plant. The world's first commercial scale emethane plant. This emethane plant announced at Denmark. Denmark considered as the world's Nordic nation. Famous Nordic nation. Nordic nations are your Denmark, Iceland, Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and Finland. These are called Nordic nations. Try to comment why these are called Nordic nations. And then here, if you observe e-methane plant, they are going to get introduced at Denmark. So then is a special one in the world's first commercial scale plant. This is the one. And then generally this green ammonia and methane, methanol, these are products from the renewable energy sources. These produced from renewable energy, these are green anyways. These are very less harm to the environment, less harm to the environment, and then these release less carbon emissions, these release less or carbon emissions, and then carbon emissions is less as anyways. And according to the International Maritime Organization, IMO Maritime Organization, by 2050 these nations, these Nordic nations are going to become a zero emission nations or emission free nations. That is the one. Okay. So these are current affairs for the day. We will meet in the next session, tomorrow's session, with the continuation of this one. Thank you and all the best.